people that will interfere with these exams, and the exams will not be secured. So I think it is an issue that we need to look into. Thank you.
The last one, Mwalimu Mboko Milemba. That is the end of that story.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Speaker, the center of everything that has been said is the teacher. The person whom you have heard being mentioned as the center organizer is actually the head teacher of the principal, and is basically the teacher. And in the event anything happens wrong, Honorable Speaker, that's the person who is punished, is addicted, and currently he's actually dismissed by the Teacher Service Commission. Honorable Speaker, even now, the people who have been invited to go and supervise exams have been invited forcefully. Ordinarily, they are supposed to actually apply and get there. But now teachers have been given letters and they don't want to go and supervise. So we shall still have a problem on supervision. But finally, because of time, at the center of all this is also lack of money in the schools, because the practicals require money and there's no money in the schools. The last tranche to be sent was long time ago. My advice is this, that because exams are more important in this country than the economy sometimes, unlike America, where they value their economy more, could the Honorable CS for Education be given time to come to this House before we close so that he gives confidence to these members and Kenyans that exams will be clean? Otherwise, we shall have the same case we had last time when one school got all the A's and others got nothing. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Meli, the chair of the committee. Do you have the facts with you to respond now, or I give you first thing tomorrow morning?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wish
do you have capacity to speak on behalf of the ministry?
No, I cannot speak on behalf of the minister. I will request that I ask the minister to give me facts I can table before the House tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, you are the one who will start the House tomorrow as always. The first shot you'll give to any member is to Honorable Meli to bring a statement from the minister to assuage members and the public from the fears being exhibited, so that we don't deal a psychological blow to our children who are going to sit exams, so that we can encourage them to go and face exams with courage. And on your behalf, my own behalf, I want us to wish all the students who are going to sit exams in the country the very best, so that they can all come out with good results to transition to the next levels. Thank you. Next, as we go to the next order, yes, Kaluma? Not on the same issue?
I can't raise the same issue, Honorable Speaker, after your wise decision. Maybe I would have just wished that, because tomorrow we are meeting the cabinet secretaries on the plenary, it could be an issue that may be raised with the office, with Meli, if the response is not satisfactory in the early sessions of tomorrow. But Honorable Speaker, I'm standing before you under Standing Order number 131 of the Standing Orders of the House. Honorable Speaker, that provision permits a member to stand before the House rises to go into the committee of the whole House to address the issues therein. The issue, Honorable Speaker, is that that standing order provision empowers you as Speaker and gives you discretion.
Honorable Kaluma.
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
The order has not been called yet.
I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, so you are actually anticipating debate.
I'm sorry, Honorable
Speaker.
Speaker.
What I suggest you do is once the order has been called and the Speaker has left the chair and you go to the committee of the whole, the chair of the committee will give you the first bite to raise the issue you are raising.
I thought, Honorable Speaker, that the issue can only be dealt with by the substantive Speaker, not the chair of the committee of the whole, because otherwise the chair would have to return to your seat to...
Okay, let's call out the order. I'll hear you.
Yes, sir.
Committee of the whole House. Order number 8, Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable members, before the Speaker leaves the chair, we'll give Kaluma 2 minutes to prosecute what he wants to prosecute. I also want to encourage you that this is a bill that is literally precedent setting. The committee has proposed amendments to each and every clause, including the title. Ordinarily, I would have advised them to bring a wholly new bill. But since we have reached where we are, I have acceded to the amendments to be walked through. Honorable Pukose and his group are going to prosecute for a long time, I believe, amendments to each and every clause, including the title. And I hope that you will have the stamina and the time, because it's an extremely important bill in the health sector of this country. Can I hear Honorable Kaluma?
Honorable Speaker, you partly prosecuted the matter I wanted to raise with you. Honorable Speaker, this is a very important bill. I was requesting, Honorable Speaker, that in the light of the several amendments proposed, and Honorable Speaker, I can confirm from pages 1479 to pages 1526, over 48 pages of the order paper for today, there are proposals, number one, by the committee, including the title, and I agree with the committee. Then there are proposals by several other members. I see Irene Mayaka, Honorable Peter Sowino, I'm seeing Honorable Dr. Nyikal. Honorable Speaker, the provision of Standing Order number 131 empowers you to direct that where there are more than 10 amendments, those matter or the bill itself can be referred back to the relevant committee, which will be the Committee on Health for Harmonization. Honorable Speaker, this is what we call winnowing. So I was requesting that we don't proceed to the Committee of the Whole, if you allow, but because this matter is very serious, it goes for winnowing, and we harmonize all these amendments. Honorable Speaker, maybe I also mentioned, because of shortness of time, that if you look at page 1387 of this bill, it is a bill proposing to repeal the whole of the Pharmacy and Poisons Board Act. It is seeking to repeal the Food, Drugs, and the Scheduled Substances Act. Both of those statutes are being repealed in terms of the whole act in whole. It seeks to repeal section 16, 17, and 18 of the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act. I've looked at those acts, Honorable Speaker, it is seeking to repeal. I've also looked at the sections of the various laws it is seeking to repeal, not in whole, but in part. And Honorable Speaker, they are very substantive. It would be therefore necessary, Honorable Speaker, that we go back to the committee, the relevant committee, so that we don't just deal with the bill itself, but also be assured in a way, by way of cross-checking, that the good provisions in the various acts of parliament sought to be repealed, Honorable Speaker, are incorporated herein.
Thank you.
This is the reason I was requesting for winnowing. I know we need to transact this fast for the reasons the Deputy Speaker has given me, but Honorable Speaker, winnowing even enables expedition. And I was thinking if this were to be directed even tomorrow, then on Thursday we could take the shortest time on matters the House is generally agreed upon to expedite the consideration of this bill at the Committee of the Whole House. I crave, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Chairman of the committee, what do you say to that?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, having listened to Kaluma, I think you've already given a direction to which this is a very important bill. And this is a bill I started in the 11th Parliament. And we've gone through when the minister, because it is affecting a department within the Ministry of Health, that we have proposals which we have tried to, as much as possible, to accommodate from the government. So I think we just move to the Committee of the Whole House and we prosecute the bill, because that will hasten the process, and I don't think we need to go back winnowing. then we have to reschedule it again for committee of the whole House. That will be a longer process.
Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I know that I agree with the chairperson of the Health Committee. This bill, actually, in as much as it looks like there is several amendments, the amendments are not substantial. They are restricted to small correction of the use of certain words so that we can be in tandem with the WHO standards. For example, at the titling, it makes sense because the title was the Kenya Drugs Authority Bill. Amending that to say that, to include, I think the new name that they are putting there is the Kenya Health Products and Technologies Regulatory Authority is just to explain what the bill is about. Because, for example, laser treatment cannot be called a drug, it's a technology. So it's just trying to make sure that the bill now is with modern science where treatment is not by drugs alone, but can also be by technology. It is a more comprehensive explanation. The other amendment, another that I can pick as an example, is the change of the word therapeutic, cosmetic, and is being replaced with dietary supplement. Again, it will become an all-encompassing explanation. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, if you allow me, the other list of definitions are just to put the definitions in alphabetical order. So there is no substantive changes or amendments that are, it's more definitional. In fact, the substantive amendments are only 3, Honorable Speaker. Thank you. So I propose that we proceed.
Honorable members, there are some amendments that came to the Speaker's chamber. I think one from Senior Counsel Otienda Molo, from one or two other members, including Honorable Kaluma. I direct that when you get to those amendments, they all be accommodated. Normally, there is a time cut at which your amendments should be brought, but having approved them, they will all be considered. In the event you reach any clause that has competing amendments that are conflicting in nature, the chair of the committee is at liberty to stay that amendment to the next day for harmonization. I don't see any difficulty in that. That's part of our legislative process. So, honorable members will go into committee. Every amendment that I have approved should be and will be considered in the committee of the whole. Will you be upstanding, honorable members?
Order, members. The House is now in the Committee of the Whole for the consideration of the Kenya Drugs Authority Bill, National Assembly number 54 of 2022. Honorable members, let us have order in the House. Honorable Nyenze, take your seat. Break that Kamukunji. Honorable Sergon, take your seat. Member for Mogotio, take your seat. Member for Laikipia, take your seat. We will have order. Member for Mogotio, take your seat. Order, members.
Clause 3.
I propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. Mover. Honorable Pukose.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 3 of the bill be amended as per the order paper. The clause 3 of the bill is deleted in subclause 1 and substitute therefore the following new subclause 1. 1, that this act applies to the regulation of A, medicines, medical products and technologies. B, medical devices including radiation emitting products. C, radiopharmaceuticals. D, complementary, alternative or herbal medicines. E, cosmetics and borderline products. F, in vitro diagnostic medical devices. G, therapeutic feeds. H, clinical trials. I, nutraceuticals and dietary supplements. J, digital health and technologies. K, scheduled substances. L, chemical substances. And M, biological products for use in humans and the starting materials used in their manufacture. This is to comprehensively cover all aspects in the regulation of health products and technologies.
I therefore propose the question that clause 3 be amended as proposed by the chair of the Health Committee. Honorable Kaluma.
Yes, Chair, I support the amendment, but Chair, I have not had the mover speak to scheduled substances, and I regret the bill does not say what scheduled substances are. Unless this is clarified, I would urge the members to oppose. I thank you, Chair.
Speak to this issue, put an intervention. Honorable Otiende Amolo, are you on this one? Okay. Chair, do you have a response to Honorable Kaluma's?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, in A, I'm talking of medicines, medical products, and technologies. What Honorable Kalima need to know is that scheduled substances are medicines. So when we are saying medicines, they are in scheduled substances.
What's out of Honorable Kaluma?
Chair, the mover is misleading the House. The term scheduled substances was clearly defined in the Pharmacy and Poisons Board Act. The question I'm asking is whether scheduled substances has been defined within this bill in the manner it was defined there, because otherwise it is not clear what it is in the bill.
Chair.
Madam Chair, we are in clause 3. Clause 3 does not talk about definitions. Yeah? I want clause 3, that clause we have amended, and we are indicating comprehensively cover of all aspects in the regulation of health products and technologies. All these are health products and technologies. So it is not definition. I think the honorable member is talking about definitions. And when you go to definitions, then you will find the definition of scheduled substances.
Okay, honorable members, I will therefore now put the question that clause 3 be amended as proposed by the Chair Health Committee. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 3 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 4.
I propose the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. Mover.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 4 be amended as per the order paper. This is to accord with international best practices on establishment of centralized regulatory authority for health products and technologies.
I propose the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed by the Chair. Honorable Dawood.
Chair, I agree with the reasoning that the Deputy Speaker had given earlier, that it should encompass all, because technologies are used, and in the drugs title it was not there. So I support, Chair.
This I support.
Honorable Kaluma.
Chair, this amendment I support. The title of the bill as initially framed, Chair, was Kenya Drugs Authority Bill, and the authority was there for Kenya Drugs Authority. Chair, that was limiting, considering we are also dealing with technology, and we are not just up to creating authorities, but dealing with both drugs and technology application in the health sector. I therefore support that amendment by the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Kaluma. Member for North Imenti, you have already spoken on this. Honorable Otiende, I think if you're not willing to speak on this one, you remove. Okay. Your interest is in clause 8. Okay. I therefore put the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed by the Chair, Health Committee. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 4 is amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 5.
I propose the question that clause 5 be part of the bill. Mover. Clause 5, Honorable Bukose.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 5 be amended as per the order paper. This is to give the board discretion to determine the location of the authority's headquarters, because we are now saying that the headquarters of the authority shall be in such other place as the board of the authority may by resolution determine.
Honorable Kaluma.
Yes, Chair, I want to urge the members present that we reject the amendment of the committee so that we have the clause 5 in the bill passed as it is. Chair, clause 5 is very clear. It says the headquarters of the authority shall be Nairobi. This is the manner they are drafted. But the authority may establish branches anywhere in Kenya. Honorable, to leave it to a body of people will be changing each time to determine where the headquarters is, in terms of even resource allocation for construction of that headquarters or where it should be, will be moving with whoever is chairing the board and whoever is in the board each time. I pray, Chair, and I pray, honorable members, that we reject that committee amendment and we make it clear under the law that the headquarters is in Nairobi, but other branches may appear everywhere.
Thank you. You made your point, Honorable CNN.
Chair, I just want to support what Honorable Kaluma said. We need to reject this clause because headquarters has to be specifically Nairobi, where we are and where many of the authorities functions from, Chair.
Thank you. Member for Saku.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, I support the amendment that the Chair has moved. Actually, what he is saying is not changing the headquarters. He is saying that the board can have branches anywhere or around the country. And I think that is part of devolution. There's no way you are just going to have headquarters and everything in Nairobi.
Honorable members,
I support.
Just for clarity, the amendment as in the order paper does not change the headquarters. It only says that it can be determined by a resolution to such other place as the board of the authority may by resolution determine. Member for Nakuru Town East.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I arise to support the amendment by the Chair, and totally because there was a confusion. What is written in the bill and what the explanation is coming is like they want to, like the Chair is removing the headquarters from Nairobi. But that is not the case. I support your amendment, Honorable, that branches can be determined by the board. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
It can be in
I'll give the member, Honorable Basil, member for Yatta.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I agree with the Honorable Kaluma that we need to be specific, because it would be very costly that if we have to change offices every time we have a new resolution. So let's consider that. Thank you.
I will hear Honorable Ward Chief. I will give you the last word, Honorable Chair.
Chair, the reason why we are supporting this is that the headquarters remains in Nairobi. It is only the branches that can be established in this order that the amendment is saying.
Honorable Pukose, kindly summarize this one on this matter.
Chair, I want to read to Honorable Kaluma and others what the bill says. The headquarters of the authority shall be in Nairobi. Then we go further to say that and the branches shall be in such other place as the board of the authority may by resolution determine. Those are branches which you are determining, not the headquarters.
Honorable Dawood, order members, Honorable Dawood, we will get there. Honorable Dawood.
Chair, I agree with what the chair of Health Committee is saying. There is nothing in the bill which is saying Nairobi is not the headquarters, but it is just saying a resolution will be passed to determine where the other branches will be. So I do not understand where the problem is.
Honorable Otiende Amolo.
Chair, I didn't want to speak to this clause, but I want to persuade Honorable Pukose that on a closer reading of this clause, Honorable Kaluma may be right. Honorable Pukose, and the reason why Honorable Kaluma would be right is the use of the word or. If you read as it now stands, you see, if you remove those words, the headquarters of the authority shall be in Nairobi or in such other place as the board of the authority may by resolution determine. That's how it then flows. Now, then what it means, Honorable Chair, is that we are saying it will be Nairobi or any other place. Now, I would suggest that the way to deal with it is not to debate it too much. The substantive speaker gave us leeway, and if Honorable Pukose agrees, I could propose a further amendment that resolves the issue, which is this. We just, we retain it, the earlier part, the headquarters of the authority shall be in Nairobi, and then instead of the words or, say, but the authority may establish branches in any other place by resolution, you know, so that it's clear that it's the branches that can be established by resolution, not the headquarters. I beg, Chair. Thanks.
Honorable Chair, I think Honorable Otinde has a point. Can we hear you, Honorable Kaluma, or Otinde has spoken for you?
Let me say something briefly. Honorable Chair, Clause 5 as currently drafted establishes where the seat of the headquarter is in Nairobi and gives the board the freedom to determine where the branches could be anywhere in Kenya. If the amendment by the committee is carried, it will be saying that the headquarters shall be Nairobi or any other place they may determine, but it will no longer speak to the opening of branches anywhere in Kenya. And that is why I was saying, even the proposal for amendment Honorable Tiende Amolo is proposing may not help much, because if they will be saying that the board will by resolution. A board as a body corporate, no doubt, determines by resolution. Let us reject this committee amendment and leave what is in the bill, which is that the headquarters is in Nairobi, but the board retains the mandate and power to determine wherever branches are in Kenya. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Kaluma. Chair.
Chair, I think the best is we can drop the amendment. Yes.
That is good.
Yeah,
we will now propose it without amendment. I propose the question. I therefore propose the question. I propose that clause 5 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 5 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 6.
I propose the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 6 be amended as per the order paper, and this is for proper drafting of the clause.
I propose the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed by the chair. Member for Mathare.
Honorable Chair, I want to support the amendments by the committee on the grounds that the authority that is being created touches on very fundamental things, not only the administration of drugs and the technologies that are involved in this area, so that the enhancement of the experience of the Director General to 15 years is one that is appropriate, so that we are ensured that the persons who are superintending over this very serious authority are persons that is a person that we can entrust. I support.
Member for Yatta.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. If you go to number D4, a person shall be qualified for appointment as Director General if such a person holds a bachelor's degree in pharmacy. Kenyans are learned, so why don't we stick to masters only? We don't need to have first degree as a consideration. Thank you.
Member for Homa Bay Town.
Honorable Chair, I support the committee's amendment, more so to clause 3, where they are proposing that the term of service be reduced from 4 to 3 years, so that it accords with the Mwongozo guidelines. That I support, Honorable Chair. But Honorable Chair, I tend to believe that the qualifications, the academic qualification or the qualification criteria being established in clause 4 is unduly restrictive. Honorable Chair, the Director General is to lead in administration, is not to lead in preparation of drugs, pharmaceuticals, or in the application. Honorable Chair, we are past the time where the clerk of the House, for instance, had to be a lawyer, where the Speaker of the House, particularly in the County Assembly, had to be a lawyer. Anybody who can lead a board in terms of being their executive should be opened for leeway to lead. So I would request the Chair to, remove the specification in terms of pharmacy to somebody who has done administration or management, or anybody who has served at management level, including in Parliament here, can be in charge of this body, because they are not the ones to do the chemicals and to manufacture them. I thank you, Honorable Chair.
I'll give the Chair first. Honorable Chair, to respond to the issues that have been raised. Before the Chair, I'll give Member for Seme.
I think for Part A, it really must, that is one who must be there, that if you really are going to be a Director General, you must have the basics of pharmacy. And that is why you have the first degree. When you come to B, you have actually opened it so that other people, so long as they have that, there are people now who have pharmacy, but they may also have another degree in administration, in law. Those people now are open. But for that one, I think we should leave it as it is.
But what is any relevant?
Honorable TJ.
That is what opens it.
Chair, I'm enjoying this discourse between my learned friend, Honorable Kaluma, and my senior doctor beside me here. But in this house, we must agree on things. When it comes to lawyers, everybody says that not, and Honorable Murugara, please listen to me. Honorable Murugara, please listen to me. The chairman beside you is diverting your attention, if you don't mind, because this relates to JLAC. Yes. When it comes to lawyers, Honorable Chair, they say that not only lawyers must be chairman, or must be CEO, or must be this and that. But when it comes to medicine, my doctor, who is next to me here, is very forceful that only people who have read pharmacy can only do these things. Now, we have to be very consistent in these things. I know that lawyers have a problem in terms of how the society view them, but time has come when we have to be consistent in our policy. I neither support Kaluma, nor do I support the member for Seme, but this house must take a position.
Honorable TJ, thank you. Chair. Your reaction to members' issues that have been raised.
Chair, this has been subjected to public participation. And when you look at the qualifications, where we are saying holding a bachelor's degree in pharmacy from a university recognized in Kenya, and then with that must be a basic requirement, because not just, this is a WHO also requirement for this National Medical Regulatory Authority to be able to qualify for us to be in level 3, maturity level 3. Therefore, you cannot lower the standards for it and just open it to say that anybody can become the CEO of this organization. I think we must also live up to the expectations.
Thank you. Honorable Owen Bayer.
I support the amendments by the Chair, Honorable Speaker, and that Clause 6 be part of the bill. And I would like to also say that I believe what TJ is saying. where organizations must be led by lawyers, they must be led by lawyers. And where organizations must be led by pharmacists, they must be led by pharmacists. I think we need to professionalize our way of doing things. And therefore, I would like, if an organization needs to be led by a pilot, let it be led by a pilot. If it needs to be led by a teacher, let it be led by a teacher. So let's give the pharmacists the opportunity to lead this pharmaceutical organization.
You've made your point. Honorable Gekaria.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, as I arise to support Dr. Pukose, but at the same time I agree with TJ Kajwang. I had an opportunity of IEBC where they said the chair must be a lawyer of, I don't know, High Court, I don't know.
So, Honorable Gekaria, are you supporting the chair? You cannot support the chair and TJ at the same time.
All I'm just
on this
saying,
one. Honorable Member for Diwa. Here, member for Diwa for a minute, then I'll give you Honorable Kalu.
If TJ and JL, I could not get that. This is technical. This is highly technical, and you cannot have anybody without basic degree in pharmacy to do it. So I support it.
Honorable Dr. Gogo.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair. I like the way this has generated quite a bit of involvement, but for heaven's sake, I want to support the chair, that let pharmacies run their own business. And as it were, the qualifications that have been put forth by the chair, I support all of them. When it comes to, Honorable Chair, when it comes to matters where...
We will hear all of you members. Just
where you have lawyers lead certain organizations, or when it is open to the public, that would do, or any other disciplines. But for this particular one, let us give these pharmacists a chance, for heaven's sake.
Thank you, Honorable.
Chair.
Thank you, Member for Rangwe. Honorable Member for Homa Bay Town. And Honorable Kajwang, you have already made your point on this one. Honorable Kaluma.
Yeah, Chair, I am persuaded by the Chair that the nature of this work requires a specialized person. But Honorable Chair, may I then request the mover to delete the phrase "or any relevant field" from a university, because if we are saying it should be pharmacists or medics, then what is any relevant field? Would I request, if we are keeping it to pharmacy or medicine or medical related courses, this any relevant field opens it wide. Could it be removed? I thank you, Honorable Chair.
Honorable members, let us be orderly. If you're willing to speak on these interventions, Member for North Imenti.
Chair, I agree with the Chair of Health, and to answer Honorable Kaluma's point, it says initially you have to have a bachelor's degree in pharmacy, and after that in the master's is when you can be in any other field besides pharmacy and medicine. So Chair, you know, in the 2010 Constitution, the lawyers had it all their way. They put themselves in each and every commission and every sector of the government. So, Chair, lawyers have had it well. Now let the other people have it as well. Thank you, Chair.
Member for Runyenjes.
Thank you, Chair. On this particular field, Honorable Chair, I want to support the Chair of the committee or the mover, since his proposal is that we have a person who has a bachelor's degree in pharmacy, and Honorable Chair, a person can have a bachelor's degree in pharmacy but still possess another qualification that is of related field. So, Honorable Chair, I support the mover.
Thank you. Member for Luanda.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair. On this one, Madam Chair, I want to support the Chair because professionals go to school to acquire technical skills for a given field. And therefore, having a technical person heading this is very important. Therefore, I support that the professionals should actually be honored.
Thank you.
Therefore, support this.
Honorable Dr. Otiende Amolo.
Chair, first, I support the chair of the committee. And in truth, Honorable Dawood has explained it. Because as I understand this, The first is a basic degree in pharmacy. But thereafter, you are allowed to have a second master's degree in anything. You can even have an MBA. You can have anything else, which then will speak to the skills that we were talking about, so it's not inconsistent. Having said that, Chair, secondly, it would be outrageous to have a chief executive who does not have a basic degree in pharmacy, and yet down there in clause 8, you are insisting the board chair must have a degree in pharmacy.
Thank you.
And yet this is the technical one. But Madam Chair, Honorable Dawood should withdraw what he has said. Honorable Dawood has suggested that the lawyers created all the offices for themselves, and I was part of those who wrote the Constitution, and it is not true. Did Honorable Dawood want doctors to be judges in the High Court and Supreme Court? Absolutely not. So to that extent, I agree with Honorable T.J. Kajwang. Thank you.
Thank you. I will now put the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question. Before I put the global question, there was a proposed amendment by Honorable Oluoch, Anthony Oluoch. But the import of carrying the proposal by the chair makes yours fall, Honorable Oluoch. Sorry.
Apologies, Madam Chair. When I was making my interventions initially, I was speaking to my amendments. I later realized that the amendments were the amendments as put in the order paper by the chair and the committee. My issue was on clause 6, particularly the clause that deals with, I think, C, that deals with the 15 years experience. So you have guided, Madam Chair. I don't know whether I can still prosecute or the import of...
The import is that it falls, actually.
It falls.
Yeah.
I'm guided.
Okay, I will now put the question that clause 6 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 7.
I propose the question that clause 7 be part of the bill. Mover?
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 7 be amended as per the order paper. This is to correct a typographical error. Because what we're doing here is that we in paragraph 7 of the bill, we amended F by deleting the words act, regulation under this, and substitute there for the words regulation under this act. It's just typographical error.
Allow me to propose the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed by the chair. Honorable Kaluma.
Honorable Chair, this clause requires further amendments, and it is the clause I'd signify to the Speaker would propose amendments for. Honorable Chair, while least I support the amendment of the committee, Honorable Chair, look at clause 7A and B and whether they should be necessary. Honorable Chair, you know we are a House of Parliament. We cannot be sitting to be legislating against ourselves even where it is not necessary. Honorable Chair, when you say a person shall not qualify for the position of Director General if the person is a member of Parliament or is a member of the County Assembly, number one, can you qualify if indeed you are sitting? I'm saying that in addition to the amendments the mover is proposing, clause 7A and B be also deleted on its own moving, because it serves no purpose. It is obvious I cannot engage in any other thing under the Constitution if I'm a member of Parliament. You cannot engage in any other thing from which you can gain under the Constitution if you are a member of the County Assembly, because in both cases you are a state officer under Article 260 of the Constitution. So this spirit in which as Parliament we keep shouting against ourselves, even where it yields no substantive benefit, is not necessary. I therefore support the mover's amendment, but I request him to further amend clause 7 by deleting subclause A and B. If he does not, we will reject the whole clause. I thank you, Chair.
Let's start with the member for Mathare. Are you on this?
Yes, Madam Chair, I was particularly, I had a proposed amendment to begin with, and I support the part that seeks to add the word persons with disabilities on the question of, in terms of its being in compliance or in tandem with the provisions of the Constitution. So to the extent that it would seek to include the persons with disabilities, I would propose or agree that the issues of persons with disabilities be included.
Thank you, Honorable Owen Baya. But I'm not sure you're prosecuting the same issue.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker,
Honorable Baya.
I'm wondering where those amendments by Kaluma and Oluocha, because what we have on clause 7, we do not have any amendments by Honorable Kaluma.
Are we on clause 7 or clause 8? 7. Okay.
Yes, on clause 7. Does he have? But where are the further amendments? No. I understand the idea of further amendments. But they are not on record. They're not on record, those amendments. Where? Where are they on record?
Honorable Tiende.
Thank you. Chair, I want Honorable Kaluma, let me help Honorable Owen Baya understand the earlier ruling by the substantive speaker.
Yes.
As the speaker ruled, there are some of us who had written for amendments, but they were not incorporated in this order paper. But the speaker ruled that we can introduce them, including one that I will introduce, because the speaker had accepted them. That is why Honorable Kaluma is able to suggest a further amendment. But in any case, sometimes when it is necessary to help an omission, and provided the mover is in agreement, there is no harm in introducing a further amendment if Dr. Pukosi agrees. So let me say two things, Chair. First, I agree with Honorable Kaluma to this extent, because necessarily, once you are serving as a member of parliament or a member of the county assembly or in the county executive, you cannot hold another office such as this. So whether you state it or not, you are not qualified. But to mention it, it's as if there's something particularly against a member of parliament. Because we could as well have mentioned that if you're a cabinet secretary, you do not qualify. If you're in any other office, you do not qualify. And that's why I thought we could leave it. But Dr. Pukosi, with your permission, I would like to persuade you that while I support the amendment on its own, there are two other small amendments you need to make on that clause 7. One is, if you look at 7B, it says is convicted of an offense. I'm sure you should read has been convicted, because that's the disqualification. Otherwise, it does not become a disqualification. Yes. Secondly, in E, a salaried employee, it should be is a salaried employee. I would persuade you to consider those two further amendments.
Thank you, Honorable Otiende. Maybe for the people with for the members with other amendments, I have here that has been given by the speaker from Honorable Otiende. Honorable Kaluma would like to know whether yours is on record, the amendments, so that we also consider to be on record. Honorable Kajwang.
Honorable Mbaya, we are in this house to legislate. We cannot be derogative to ourselves. First, whatever it is, we cannot start abusing ourselves. It looks very bad out there that we are abusing ourselves. The only point we are making, Honorable Pukosi, is that a member of parliament, by its own nature, by act of the Constitution itself, cannot work as a CEO or an administrator in this way. So every legislation must have an intention. What would be the intention of this if you ask Deputy Speaker? What would be the intention of a statement to say that something which is obvious and which is constitutional, we specifically refer to it if we are not just derogating ourselves, if we are not just abusing ourselves? This is what I'm saying. Nothing should proceed from this house in which we are saying We are saying that there is something so wrong with member of parliament, that a member of parliament is so questionable that he should not be able to do this thing, yet the constitution itself has said so. So what is it? Otherwise, we are going to produce legislation in which we put ourselves at the point of did I say, if I say foolishness, that would be unparliamentary. No, it's not unparliamentary. We would be foolish. Yes, we would be foolish. We would just be foolish, yes. Unwise.
Yes, that's better. Honorable Kaluma, I would like to hear your amendments, if they're on record, because what I have here is different.
Yes, Honorable Chair, I support the amendment by the committee, and I was thinking, Honorable Chair, yes, Honorable Chair, I was thinking that the best way to approach it, Honorable Chair, I was personally proposing complete deletion of 7, but I'm persuaded that the amendment by the committee will improve this provision. I would therefore suggest, in line with our standing orders, that you first put the question in relation to the amendment by the committee. Then you allow me room to move an amendment instead of deleting to delete 7A, B, and to add the word has at D, so that it is a person who has been convicted, not is convicted who is unqualified. So I would propose, Chair, that the right procedure is that you put question on the amendment by the committee, then you permit me to move the amendment instead of deleting.
So, Chair, Honorable Kaluma, you'll be moving an amendment, a further amendment to the amendment. That then will be a bit neater. Okay, members, I will put the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Kekaria.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Just to get your guidance, Honorable Chair, so that for purposes of procedure and moving fast, what Honorable Kaluma was asking is for the chair to move a further amendment as the chair, if he agrees with Kaluma. Instead, if that would happen, then it would be faster, instead of asking again Kaluma to go and move a further amendment. And also what Otiende had also requested, if the chair so agrees, that is. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Chair.
Honorable Baya.
Of the debate, and so that we understand how we are moving. It's important that if Honorable Kaluma had amendment, and I heard the Speaker very clearly say that there are certain amendments that he has approved to be brought, although they came late, but he has approved that they be brought to the House. I am happy if those are brought so that we do not make amendments, or we do not open the whole act for amendments because the Speaker has said he has allowed amendments. If we did that, then everybody would introduce amendments in this bill on the floor. And it is procedural.
Honorable Dawood. Just to guide the House members, there were some members who submitted amendments late. By the standing orders, it was after 2 p.m. You should do it before. But the Speaker made a ruling that even if they were seen after, we will indulge them. But we have to see the amendments. That is the point. We have to see. Right now, the amendments I have is only for Dr. Otiende Amolo. Member for North Imenti.
Chair, I would request the chair to make a slight amendment what Dr. Amolo has suggested and Honorable Kaluma, where it says, is a member of parliament who can get it on resignation. You see, you could be appointed to be a Director General. At that time you are an MP, but you can resign from being an MP to become a Director General. So, Chair, that could be done as well, a further amendment. But that would have to be done by the Chair himself.
Member for Diwa.
Chair, when you have resigned, you are not a member of parliament. So that's out of question. But I wanted you to give us a guidance. These amendments coming from the floor all the time, we will not finish this. But if they were submitted, by as the Speaker said, let's have that guideline. Yes, let's have them.
Honorable Kaluma.
Yes, Chair, I'd submitted my amendments through the committee clerk, Madam Malina Hiro. I think she has gone to check them at the desk of the Speaker. But may I then say this, Honorable Chair? Honorable Chair, may I therefore move, as we wait for that amendment, that you declare Clause 7A and B outright unconstitutional and they be annulled from this bill. And I'm saying this, Chair. These clauses say that if you are a member of parliament, in clause A, and in B, if you are a member of the county assembly, you cannot be the Director General of the authority being proposed here. Honorable Chair, I'm saying this is unconstitutional under a petition because under Article 260 of the Constitution, a member of parliament and a member of the county assembly are state officers. And under Chapter 6 of the Constitution, a member of parliament and a member of the county assembly are already disqualified from holding any other position from which they can be in gainful employment. So that this provision flies in the face of the Constitution straight away. That without even amendment, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, I request that this Clause 7A and Clause B be removed. Lastly, on Clause D, Honorable Chair, when you say is convicted, when you are drawing a law in relation to qualifications, this means you'll be waiting for them to be convicted upon taking the job. And so it should be, has been convicted. So if they are not being amended as we wait for our copy of the proposed amendments, Honorable Chair, would you declare them null and void, in which case you don't need to nullify them yourselves, and you put the question, we pass this clause with those amendments.
Honorable Kaluma, you know you're trying to bring your amendments through the back door because I've not seen them, but I'll give Honorable Elachi, then I'll give the Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I just want to support that indeed for this House, looking at how members of parliament have been treated in other appointees, where we made sure we said a member of parliament cannot be either a commissioner until 5 years, it has really affected many of the members who have left this House. So the moment you bring it in, if you walk into a judge's court and he decides to interpret it in his way, Madam Speaker, you will, any member who is now no longer a member of this House will not get the job. So, Madam Speaker, we must agree in this House that that is a clause that will ensure, it will infringe in very many people's lives who would wish to do other jobs when they are finished being members of parliament. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair Committee of Health.
Chair, having listened to the Speaker's ruling, I think the Speaker said there were those who presented the amendments late, and he approved those amendments. And I think they should be with the office of the Speaker. If a member wanted to make a further amendment, the Speaker also said they should also consult the Chair. In D, where Honorable Tienda Molo had proposed a further amendment that has been convicted. I think that is an improvement to what is there. And in E is a salaried employee. I think those two amendments, I agree with them. When you look at A and B, this has been picked from the Constitution. And I think whether we use it or don't use it, it doesn't make any difference, because in the Constitution 2010, it speaks of a person shall not qualify for position if you are a member of parliament or a member of county assembly or county executive committee. So for me, I think I want to agree with the further amendment by Honorable Otiende Amolo on D, if he can move it properly, neatly, and then E and D and E. I would wish that he can move those amendments and then we prosecute it. It's just procedure. Otiende, you can move those amendments.
Honorable Chair, Honorable Pukose, if I hear you right, Honorable Pukose, and maybe Honorable Gladys, please give us a minute. I talk to Honorable Pukose for a minute. Chair, if I hear you, you are agreeing with the amendments that have been proposed on D. On D. Honorable Kaluma, I have your amendments from the table office, and yours was to delete the whole entire clause 7. Yes? Clause 7, that it was to be a deletion. Yes? Because what I think, Chair, are you agreeing with the amendments that you move as a further amendment yourself by Honorable Otiende? On D, yes? On D and E. And Honorable Kaluma? Yes, you have the mic.
Yes, Chair, I'd proposed, as I said before, the complete deletion of clause 7. But you remember I said, if there is improvement, we may go from deletion to sustaining it. And that is why I was saying, I would support the amendment. It's a give and take at this stage.
So if Honorable Otiende moves,
yes,
do you support Honorable Otiende's amendment?
I will support.
Yes.
Even the committee,
if Honorable Otiende's amendment is taken up by the committee, you drop yours. Is that what you're saying?
I will drop mine, but I will also seek a further amendment to clause 7 by deleting A and B. Okay. And if they don't do that, you will allow me to move it.
Honorable Otiende.
Further amendment is a simple one. We come to clause 7, D. Instead of saying is, we delete is and say has been. In E, add the word at the beginning is a salaried employee. I so move, Madam Chair.
Therefore, members, I propose the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed by Honorable Otiende Amolo. As further amended by Honorable Otiende Amolo. Honorable members, there is a leeway for debate at this point, so it's okay. Yes. Honorable TJ, what is out of order?
What's out of order is how we are following our standing orders. We are in a conundrum. Honorable Otiende Amolo has made a proposal, and he had already written that letter, and you have it. So his amendment is correct. Honorable Kaluma also has an amendment, and he has written it, and you are with him. Whether it is deletion or not, if you go to the standing orders, the priority one must follow, in my view, is that we start with what is the hierarchy of those amendments. So if we start with Honorable Otiende's, then as further amended by Honorable Kaluma, because Kaluma intended to delete the whole thing. So he can be heard on any of those sections that we are talking about, just in case that he had written his letter to the Speaker, which he has confirmed he did. And so I want to confirm what has not been said here also, is that if you say that members of Parliament and members of County Assembly should not do or should do something, it is also discriminatory. Why are you choosing members of Parliament? Why are you not talking about cabinet ministers? It is discriminatory. The law itself is unconstitutional because it is discriminatory. You are picking on a specific people and you're choosing on them. Honorable, why would you want to legislate against yourself? Why on earth would you want to legislate yourself against something which is discriminatory?
Chair.
Honorable TJ, I think you're preempting because we have agreed, and I heard Honorable Kaluma very well, that Honorable Tiende will move a further amendment on D, and you will move yours as amended on A and B, then we will put a global question. Yeah, let us proceed like that, honorable members. So I will not... So, honorable members, how we will proceed? I will put the question on the further amendment by Honorable Tiende. Then I will allow Honorable Kaluma to move the amendment on A and B. Then a further amendment. Then we will put a global question. Okay? So I will now put the question that clause 7 be further amended as proposed by Honorable Tiende Amolo. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I will now allow Honorable Kaluma to move.
Honorable Chair, I hope Honorable Kajwang is learning. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 7 of the bill be further amended by deleting clause 7A and deleting clause 7B. Honorable Chair, I move this amendment because having clause A and B are superfluous.
So,
these two offices
Kaluma,
are already prohibited.
You are moving the deletion of paragraph A and paragraph B of clause 7.
Only.
Good. I now propose the question that clause 7 be further amended as proposed by Honorable Peter Kaluma. I put the question that clause 7 be further amended as proposed by Honorable Peter Kaluma. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I will now put the global question that clause 7 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 8.
Where is the schedule? I propose the question that clause 8 be part of the bill. Mover. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I move that clause 8. Clause 8 be amended as per the order paper. Clause 8A in subclause 1 by deleting the words Kenya drugs and substituting therefore Kenya health products and technologies regulatory. This in line with the name of the board, which should reflect the amended title of the bill and name the authority as proposed for amendment. In B, by deleting subclause 2 and substituting therefore the following new subclause 2, the board shall comprise A, a non-executive chairperson appointed by the president and who shall 1, be a registered pharmacist of good standing with a degree in pharmacy. 2, have at least 10 years experience in the pharmaceutical sector, 5 of which shall be a senior management level. B, the principal secretary in the ministry for time being responsible for health or a representative designated in writing. C, principal secretary, the ministry for the time being responsible for finance or representative designated in writing. D, the Director General for Health or a representative designated in writing. E, one person nominated by the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya. F, one person nominated by the Kenya Pharmaceutical Association. Those are two different associations. One is degree holders, the other one is diploma. G, one person nominated by the Kenya Medical Association. H, one person not being a governor with knowledge and experience in health products and technologies nominated by the Council of County Governors to represent the interests of counties. I, one person not being a public officer representing consumer protection nominated by the Consumer Federation of Kenya. And J, the Director General of the authority, who shall be a secretary and an ex-officio member of the board. The composition of the board should comply with the Mwongozo Code of Governance for State Corporations in terms of numbers, skill mix, and professional expertise, which should include all relevant players involved in the matters of health products and technologies. In C, delete clause 3 and substitute therefore the following new subclause 3. 3, that the cabinet secretary shall appoint the members of the board under subsection E